In this talk, Srinivas Arka addresses how the pursuit of truth may be a challenge, since we have to clear the mist of illusion. Illusion is tempting, drawing us further away from our core, preoccupying our minds as time whiles away, tempting and trapping us in a cycle of chasing after pleasures which are only merely temporary. Truth, however, is the ultimate reality within the spirit of everyone and everything. A real truth seeker has recognized the truth within themselves and seeks it as a child to a mother for comfort, security, and the warmest embrace. Srinivas Arka explains how we should remain connected to our truthful inner self through conscious spiritual silence or dhyana. This will give us the knowledge to contribute to the righteousness of the world. He reminds us to put in our best efforts to offer what we can to the world, since we are all equipped with a unique treasure to do so. He explains that it is our responsibility, as we are all part of Brahma, the universe, the higher consciousness.
The characteristic of truth is so eccentric and bizarre. Sadness. It seems to be one of truth's prime characteristics. Always you have to fight for truth. It starts from there. Reaching truth is a different scenario, but fighting for truth, struggling for truth, is not always philosophical understanding of truth. Even physically getting there, getting to facts and figures, and reaching to the sense of life. Truth is within the spirit of every human being. Truth always hurts, which is true, because it is against the will and desire of our own mind often. So, truth is like a tree. It takes time to grow, but it grows very well if it is nursed, cared, watered, and protected, meaning recognized and paying attention to the growth of that seedling to become a tree, seedling of truth to become a tree. That's truth, and truth is so real. Looks like ultimate reality is truth. The residue of life is truth. What remains after everything is truth. Not what happens now cannot be whole truth, but what remains eventually, the essence, the teaching, the message, the memory, true impressions, and the spirit of being. Truth is hard. If you run after truth, you won't get much materialistically, but you get more internally, which others may not be able to recognize, but although you contradict often, but you are running after truth, means you have the truth in you, you have recognized or realized the truth in you, and you are chasing like a child of truth to embrace the mother of truth, maybe the mountain or a huge tree of truth. And you gain so many things what otherwise others can't get them. Whereas illusion is something opposite. Illusion is also part of truth, but illusion is very tempting, appears so glamorous and inviting, also produces some comfort momentarily, generates instant pleasure, and illusion has the power to make you believe. Falsity is in illusion. It is hard to overcome illusory temptations because illusion is part of truth, but not the whole truth, just the part of the truth. Because it can create that virtual experience, virtual impact, makes you believe, and quite entertaining illusion. Truth is bitter and hard to digest, but heals, taking some time. Yes, you soulfully feel a bit more safe than illusion when you are truthful or embracing truth or running after truth. What you believe in. Truth is something, it's not totally individual. Truth is mainly objective. Because truth is inclusive. Illusion can be exclusive. You cannot understand the subtleties lying between truth and illusion only when you are absorbed deep into your inner self through dhyana system. You would know how these two can be so different, although connected to each other. To make the world possible, to make the world look like real, you need some good combination of illusion with truth. Then many things can be formed with multiple combinations, little bit of that, little bit of this, and varying proportions like chemical compounds. Truth makes you realize who you are and what the world is, what you should be doing, because truth has knowledge. Truth is in our spirits. In our hearts there is love. Truth is the one that holds all fundamental principles of nature. and the universe. Truth holds. Truth is like the sun in the middle of solar system. He holds the planet. Sun holds the planets in perfect orbit. Because of the sun, everything surrounds, including life, at least on earth. There's no sun, no light. So also no truth, no existence. Truth makes existence possible. Truth is like spine of human conscious existence and moral and ethical activities. So illusion is so so tempting. That's where we fall for it. But we would know after a while this is not real, but you can't get out. That's where you experience a bit of truth in illusion, in the bubble of illusion. There's some truth reminding you, get back to your inner self. Don't dwell in your own mind, because you become so vulnerable. Though many people don't understand that the mind is just the window to communicate or to understand the world, but not to dwell in that world. It's not safe. And like standing in the balcony of your house, you can't stay too long. You have to get back into the inner part of the house to feel safe, secure, and to feel settled, or to rest, relax, and to be one with you, with yourself and the surroundings. So also, we should remain connected with our inner self, the truthful inner self. The truthfulness has deep connection with the outer truth, the truth of the universe. Satyam in Sanskrit. Satyam eva jayate. The ultimate residue or essence of everything is truth. The beginning and the end. And in between you can see a mixture of truths and illusion, untruth, and many variations. Fortunately, in creation, the system is so beautiful. There is truth in the spirit of every being, mainly in human being, and you may call it conscience. Conscience is from inner consciousness, but when it gets buried by greed and excessive materialism and self-centeredness and ego and insecurity, fear, doubts, and many other forms of dust, then it cannot shine through. Inner conscience can't shine through. Then you become an alien to yourself. And such people cannot carry on like the way it's happening in today's world. They're promoting their sinister ideas and concepts to control the world or to reduce the world population. That cannot happen the way it's intended by a small group of people, because nature existed before the arrival of such dictators and terminalists and control freaks. And so nature will continue to exist even after their departures from the world. So nature has brilliant ways of resolving adharma or unrighteousness rising from time and again. So in some form or the other, nature descends through someone, or maybe through a community or a group of people, or it can nature higher consciousness can choose any form to land and re-establish the path of nature, path of purity, path of truth, and path of love, and path of harmony once again, which happened throughout history. One can observe when utter greedy and selfish a handful of humans begin to take over the world and dictate, causing havoc to innocent individuals and families and communities. And in some surprising manner, some form or the other, answers will come about, not necessarily in flash of lights or lightning, in bringing such high level of awareness in the minds of people, and bring that transformation and change, not always catastrophically or in through physical devastation, but can happen in many other ways. But it happens, and dharma can become re-established. So that's not license for everyone to sit and watch until that happens, but we are also part of that dharma, higher truth, and the universe. We have to make our individual best efforts to safeguard families and communities and traditions, customs, cultures and practices, because then the world will be so colorful. Without all these diverse cultures, belief systems, traditions and practices, as well as customs, then the world would look so boring, humdrum, without excitement, almost like an open prison, doing the same thing, wearing the same uniform, and utilizing the same objects, without art, without color, without innovativeness. So we all have to do our part in whatever the manner possible. Many people say, "Oh, I'm just an individual, what can I do? I have nothing I can do. The system is so corrupt and so huge and negative. What can I do?" No, that's not the way to think. Never undermine your existence, never undermine your potential, capabilities, your resources. You are part of Brahma, part of the universe, part of higher consciousness. You are so capable, you are an instrument. You are born with some connections with nature and higher consciousness, so you have the strings to pull. But matter of becoming realized through silence, conscious silence, through spiritual silence, through sadhana, through dhyana, through spiritual means. That's the only way to wake up to the realities and wake up to your responsibilities. You are accountable. You can't sit and watch what's happening. You don't have to be aggressive, but you can always establish your presence and your truth and your views are very important to the world. Your energy is required to the world. Please spread, generate that positive, constructive energies and thoughts, and please offer it to atmosphere, the planet Earth. Expression of your compassion is also important equally. So we all have to do our part, and in every possible way we can, gracefully but firmly, smilingly, with some definitiveness and vision, we can bring changes again. And so truth and illusion, they have to go parallelly. Sometimes they merge, or they seem to be merging together, but they are not. They are very well balanced. There is magnetism in between illusion and truth. They cannot drift apart too much and too far, and they have to stay together. So we have to know which way to sway more, or which way to go more, and way to dwell more internally, only to come back to the surface of the world or surface of the body, surface of consciousness, to give something to the world, to collect, interact with the world, and then again recede back into your heart, your own inner realms, like come out from your caves and houses from the in the forest, searching for something, or explore something. In the evening, to return to your base. So also, we return to the base that is our heart and our spirits. Thank you very much, and with love, wishing you all the best, and be the best with love and inspirations. Yogi Arka. Namaste. Thank you.